Still no sign of Molly Barn Cat. I'm getting very, very worried. Hey Pablo, how's it going, buddy? Come here. Good morning. Good morning and welcome back to the farm, folks. I got to admit, I am not doing all that well this morning. For the last couple of days, I have been deeply depressed because Molly Murder Mittens is missing. Yeah, hound hunters, because it's hound hunting season. So I have not seen Molly Murder Mittens, one of our 3 barn cats, in the last couple of days. I think as I'm recording this video, it's been 4 days in a row that she has not appeared in the morning when I come out. And for Molly Murder Mittens, that's actually highly unusual. She's usually the first barn cat out there to greet me each morning. You know, Pablo's usually napping on the porch. Ginny Barn Cat is usually up by the barn, stalking the tall grasses. But Molly Barn Cat, my beloved Molly Wobbles, has just not appeared at all. And I have been very depressed over the last couple of days about it, and very sad. I'm starting to look around for her as much as I can, but I'm honestly not quite sure what to do. And quite honestly, I don't even feel like I'm prepared with what I should be saying in this video to you guys. It's only Ginny. Hey, Ginny. Come here, Jen. Hey, sweetie. How's it going? Any sign of your mom? I know it might seem silly, but I've been coming up here every morning to check to see if Molly might be hanging out up here, like maybe she's sick or injured or something, because this upper level of the old barn is usually where she and Ginny spend the winters as well as some of the evenings. And no sign of her. Pablo, do you know anything about the whereabouts of Molly Murder Mittens? I know it's also going to sound silly, but I get the distinct sense from both barn cats that they seem sad and are grieving for Molly too. No sign of her up here either. Hey, Abby dog. Hey, Toby dog. Come here, Dad. Come here. Good to see you both. Marking your turf, kid? Come on, pal. Let's go. Inside. Abby, what do we do if we want to get pet? We got to behave. Just like Mr. Toby Dog's doing. Abby always gets the zoomies whenever I come out. Toby Dog just gets affectionate. But I will say, being around the dogs and the barn cats for that matter actually makes me feel a little bit better. Admittedly, I've been kind of a mess the last couple of days. I haven't even recorded videos in a couple of days because I've just been so bummed out about the whole situation. Good morning, little chickens. I just want to apologize in advance if this video is not up to my usual standards. But when I have said that I always give you guys an honest look at my farming experience, this is what the last couple of days have been like. I might have to make the animals do the heavy lifting today. Give you guys a weird chicken moment of zen. Good morning, birds. How's everybody doing? How are you doing with those birds, Abby? Yeah, Abby has actually become much more comfortable with all the ducks and geese. She actually even has found a spot that's like her favorite spot to hang out. And so, much to my chagrin, she's actually dug this hole right here. Yes, I'm talking about you. And she likes to take naps in there in the, I don't know, call it early mornings and late evenings when the major sun's gone down. Yeah, you like watching over your birds? Being a good girl. just feels awkward. I don't know how to make small talk when I'm feeling this way. I'm just not very good at it. Hi, buddy. Come on, birds, time to get your food. I will say the excitedness of the ducks always brings me some happiness. Just hearing them quack and flap like that, I don't know. It just makes me feel like, hey, this is farm life. Yeah, there's some downsides to it, and yeah, there's some really sad parts about it. But even in the saddest days, there's a certain measure of joy. That right there is chaos, Abby. Pure chaos. You don't try to break up those fights, okay? I will acknowledge that this is not the first time that Molly Murder Mittens has gone missing. You know, back in the summer, we did have the situation where for a couple of days she seemed low energy and then she disappeared after I took her to the vet. And that time that it happened, I think she was gone, what, 2 or 3 days? And so when this situation first started, I kind of tried to write it off and categorize it in the same way and say that she'd come stumbling back in a couple of days. But now here we are several days after that point, and I don't think I can put my head in the sand anymore. And I even think that part of the reason I'm having such a hard time shooting this video is because I feel like making this video is me acknowledging that she's probably not coming back. So feeding the pigs has become more and more of an adventure. They are big, pushy girls. Feel that rumpa-dump. I know, cutie. Hey, sweetie. This is where I probably have to confess that I'm feeling a lot less inspired than I usually am to tackle the farm stuff. Just find myself sitting out here, watching the animals, petting the dogs and cats, and missing Molly. Now I know that there's gonna be people in the comments who say, "That's what you get when you let your cats go outdoors." Or, "Well, your barn cats are vicious predators, so it serves you right to have your barn cat get eaten by probably a predator." And the truth of the matter is, neither statement is wrong or inaccurate.
In fact, there's more than a few grains of truth to it all.
But quite honestly, you guys, I really don't need to hear that right now. I am just sad and grieving, not quite sure what to do. And yes, I've posted to kind of all the appropriate places here in my local community to see if anyone's seen her, because she is a very friendly barn cat who's prone to just rolling over and giving her belly to anybody who walks by her. But I haven't heard anything on that front yet. Drink up, chickens, it's gonna be a hot one today. Yeah, it's supposed to hit like 86 degrees, which for northern Vermont in September is very, very hot. Did you guys look at that? It looks like there's feathers scattered everywhere, but it's just the seed pods from this milkweed that we have in this area, and the chickens are just decimating it. They are probably spreading milkweed just everywhere, but so it goes. Boys still roosting up there? These two Bielenfelder roosters, the Moron brothers, have been kind of a disappointment, and I would not be the least bit surprised if they are retired later this fall. One egg, 2 eggs, all right. Black Francis, my lead rooster, he will probably be sticking around. He's been an excellent caretaker of his flock. He's a nice, big, healthy, friendly bird. What'll probably end up happening is I'll pick my best American breast rooster that I have with the young chickens, and I'm gonna have him and Black Francis be the roosters for next year. Good morning, Moo Crew. You guys seem like you're ready to move. And yeah, I'm in such ill humor right now, I don't even feel like making a moo joke. Hey, Kels! Come on, Kels! Fresh grass, come on! Hey, Kels, come on! Hey, Kels, come on! Fresh grass, come on! I will admit that I'm conflicted about the whole thing. Barn cats are an important part of how our farm works. Because we have so much poultry that eats so much grain, that grain and the poultry themselves actually attract rodents. And then because we have the livestock guardian dogs, the rodent's typical usual biggest predator, which is like a coyote or a fox, or even a bobcat, gets chased away. But the barn cats and the guard dogs coexist together side by side, and the barn cats keep our farm from getting overrun with rodents, which I have seen happen and is not a pretty thing. The trouble is that when it comes to keeping barn cats, there's just a lot of risk to the barn cats themselves. You know, a few years back, Lil Barn Cat got hit by a car because we're so close to the road, and she's now an indoor house cat because of that. And while the coyotes and bobcats don't come close to the farm, that doesn't mean they're not around the farm and the surrounding area, and so it doesn't mean that there isn't a risk of a barn cat wandering off and heading down the neighborhood a little bit and getting picked up by a coyote or a bobcat. And from day one, as I was planning this farm out, I always assumed I would have barn cats and there would be a cycle for replacing barn cats, and that would just be part of the normal thing. And I genuinely thought that that plan would work because I don't consider myself a cat person. Apple drops for the pigs. I could spend half my day picking apples, and I don't think I would still catch up with the amount we have that just fall on the ground around the property. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Jenny. It's good to see you, sweetie. I really miss your mom. I knew you guys had a complicated relationship. I bet you miss her too. Hey, Pops. You waiting to get fed? You know, I will admit that a small, naive, childlike part of me was hoping that I would come down here from doing the cattle chores and I'd find Molly Barn Cat waiting with the other barn cats for breakfast. Which has been the same feeling I've had every morning when I open the door to come out first thing, or when I'm doing the evening chores and having the last step be feeding the barn cats. But sadly, I think I'm gonna need to give up on doing that because it's just not healthy for me. At this point in my farming career, I've gotten very used to losing ducks or chickens and letting go of cattle and that sort of thing. It's just part of the job. But I often joke that the dogs and cats are like my co-workers. Truth of the matter is they're more like my family member. And I just need to recognize though that this risk is a very real possibility. Jenny, that was hysterical. I really appreciate you, Jenny, right now. if I'm bawling and snorkeling snot, you have the ability to make me laugh. Yes, I know this has probably been a bummer of a video from the farm, but that's what's happening right now. Hey Pablo, food time.